As always, guys, if you like this video, leave it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. If you want to, you don't have to. What is up, Flick fans, and welcome back to my channel. This weekend, I watched Get Out.
Chris was just telling me how he felt much more comfortable with my being here. Get out.
Sorry, man.
Get out! Yo!
Rose, we gotta go.
Is everything okay?
Rose, the keys. Just get the keys.
I don't know where they are.
Rose?
So, Get Out is directed by Jordan Peele and stars Daniel Kaluuya, that's right, and is the brand new thriller that has been the talk of the town lately. People are really loving this movie. And from what they've been saying, the reasons that they like it are because it defies the genre, it takes tropes of normal horror/thriller movies and turns them on their heads and uses these methods of filmmaking that are very distinct and I think something that Jordan Peele is going to be known for in the future. His camera movements, his film style, the way he tells a story are all pretty great. Jordan Peele really surprised me as a director, and as a first-time directorial debut, I think this guy has some magic behind the camera. I can't wait to see what he does next. Another thing I really thought this movie had going for it was the supporting cast. Now, the main actor was great. He was phenomenal in Sicario, and of course he's going places after this movie. He was actually one of my favorite main characters in a horror movie in quite some time, but usually in a horror film or even a small budget thriller, you get a supporting cast they're just not great. Even in awesome movies like Don't Breathe, I didn't think the supporting cast measured up to the main cast. But in this movie, everyone brings it 100%. I couldn't name one person who I was annoyed with in the film. I loved all of the supporting characters, and that tells you something about the direction. Now, another thing going into this movie, it's like, okay, this is hitting things that are very sensitive to some people, and are they going to do the cliched thing? You know, are they going to do what you expect when you're going into a movie that handles racism? Well, you know what? This movie didn't really do what you expect it to do. It handled racism in, I think, a very different way from what you expected, because the people that are handling these problems are not the, you know, old town hillbillies, the people that you expect it to be. These are white liberal people. They say it in the trailer. The guy says, I voted for Obama 3 times. So the way that Jordan Peele goes about this story is a lot different than you think going into the movie, and I was frankly shocked at how much I enjoyed the plot, because it's not one of those plots that you can figure everything out by the end. Of course, you kind of get onto their motivations, and you can see things happening throughout the film. Okay, this is going to lead to this place, and that's going to lead to that place. But what I loved about this movie is things happen that are handled so well that you don't expect them. Guys, the more I think about this movie, the more I liked it. I think Jordan Peele is a very talented director, and this is really his movie. That's why I'm talking about him so much, because he handled this movie in such a way that it, 1, defies your expectations of a small budget thriller or horror movie, and 2, it leads you on a path of caring for these characters, even caring for the characters that you don't think you're going to care for, and rooting for them. I found myself rooting for the main character. I wanted the guy to win so bad. I'm not going to spoil what happens, but it is an epic journey. And the conclusion to the movie, there's not a ton to it, but it's very satisfying. And I will tell you this, no spoilers, but when the movie gets bloody, it gets bloody, and I think the blood and the gore was handled so well in this film, I couldn't stop watching. Guys, I don't know what it was. I was so invested in this movie, and for a small budget horror film to do this, to do what it did to me with that storyline, something that you think is so typical and cliche but was handled so well, props to Jordan Peele. Props to the main actors, and one more person I gotta give props to. His name is Lil Rel Howery. This guy was hilarious. This movie is not only a thriller, but it is a comedy, and it handles comedy to perfection. This dude brought the comedic aspect, he brought the thriller aspect, he has everything going. I can't wait to see this guy in more movies. And once again, guys, the way that the characters are handled in this movie are so great. I love Key and Peele, guys, and I'm such a fan of Jordan Peele. Now I am even more of a fan of him behind the camera than in front of the camera. Can't wait to see what he's going to do next. I am going to give Get Out an 8.7 out of 10. It's one of those movies you walk out and you're like, okay, what just happened? I have to think about this for a little bit. But the more you think about it, the more you're like, oh wow, I was invested the entire time. The movie never really lost me, and I was with the main character the whole way. That's the definition of a good movie, guys. And I guarantee, if you go and see this thriller, you're going to get something out of it. So what did you guys think about Get Out? Are you a fan of horror and thriller movies so far? We've had Split, we've had Get Out, we've had Rings. Ugh, the last one? No. Let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to follow me on all the social medias. Check out my channel this weekend. There's going to be some Oscar stuff. I'm going to do some pre-reactions. I'm going to do some post-reactions. There's going to be a lot of Oscars up in here. Thank you guys once again so much for watching, and I will catch you later. Get out!